Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. So, look, first things first, I just want to go ahead and say thank you, God. Thank y'all to the Rich Gang family. Shout out to y'all for always showing up. And, man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Go ahead and turn on post notifications because y'all know that I'm uploading every single day and you don't want to miss that. Drop a like button as well as be sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. So, today I'm bringing y'all the top 5 most rare and best lockdown defender builds in NBA 2K22 on next gen. I'm pretty sure all of these builds have over 100 badges, but a lot of them are going to be very special and unique. Some of them are going to be getting all of the contact dunks, going to be able to speed boost, dribble, I'm telling y'all. So let's go ahead and get started. The first build that I got lined up for y'all is going to be made out of the power forward position. As you can see in the top right corner of the screen, make the height 6'9", 210 for the weight with a 7'7" wingspan. Now, for the close shot, I'm going to go with the 65, 89 driving layup, 87 driving dunk, which means we're going to be able to get some of the contact dunks with a 95 post control, meaning we're going to be able to have some post work on this build. 22 finishing badges, max out the shooting when it comes down to the mid-range and the three-pointer with a 71 free throw for 23 badges. For the playmaking, we're going to go with the pass accuracy of 72, 76 ball handle, and a 68 speed with ball for 18 badges. For the defensive end, I'm telling y'all, looking very solid. If you need to pause it, go ahead and do so. I'm speeding the video up a little bit because we got 5 builds that we got to go ahead and get through. But as you can see, even for the physicals, this is going to be one of the key things about this build, especially that 80 vertical in order to maintain the pro contact dunks. But when it comes down to what this build is going to be able to do on the offensive end as well as the defensive end, very overpowered, especially considering this is a 6'9", speed boosting, multi-position defender lockdown build. Now with the takeovers, this is what's going to allow you to really be able to speed boost, especially if you put on the right attribute boost, running with the right teammates, as well as put on all of the badges that are going to help you out. So the first takeover, I'm going to go with extreme clamps. Second one really comes down to your own personal preference. I would say doubling up with paint intimidation is going to be the way for me. And as y'all can see, we have made the multi-position defender build. I love the comparisons of Anthony Davis as well as KD. AD and KD sounds good to me. Now let's go ahead and move on to the second build that I got lined up for y'all. Gonna be made out of the small forward position. The two-way pass first wing, y'all. This is my main build that I do bring to y'all all of my gameplay. This one, I'm telling you, easily, if not the best, most versatile wing build, small forward, lockdown defender build in the game, y'all. Y'all most definitely know that I'm going to continue to bring y'all the gameplay of this build, and this is why I have it number 2, because this build can run point guard, y'all. The reason why I say that is because you're going to be able to dribble on this build, get contact dunks, play defense on any build 1 through the 5, and more importantly, you're going to be able to dribble, speed boost, as well as hit three-pointers at ease. Now, when it comes down to the height, I'm going to be going with 6'7". As for the weight, 181 for me is going to be perfect. And then when it comes down to the wingspan, instead of maxing it out, I'm going to go with the 71. So that way we're still able to maintain some really good shooting stats as well as still being able to dribble. Now just remember, if you do feel like making any changes to these builds, just know you're going to risk changing the build name as well as getting the attributes down that I do have on. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the finishing. We're going to be able to get 22 badges right here for the shooting, 24 when it comes down to the playmaking, 26, and then finally the best category for last, which is going to be the defense. Essentially on this build you will have a 99 perimeter defense. As for the block, with boost and the takeover taken into consideration, you'll be able to get a 99 block. Steal the same exact thing will apply. But then also remember, you do get the +8 badges. So essentially, this build is definitely going to be able to hit over 100 badges. The shooting is there, the finishing is as well. Then when it comes down to the playmaking and defensive end, this build has everything that you're going to want to do out of it. I use it on the 1v1 court, and I'm telling you, even when it comes down to playing the center or big, this build has great defense on it. You can even take this to the threes court and also run center on it as well. This is more of a small ball big, especially if this build is in the right hands. But as you can see, the slashing takeover, shot creating, sharp shooting, and then finally the lockdown takeover. Now, all of them are some really good options. Again, it just comes down to your own playstyle. I'm going to go with the extreme clamps for the first one. Second one, ankle breaking shots to get a boost to the shooting and break ankles. And now, let's go ahead and check out the build name. And as y'all can see, we have made the best versatile two-way pass first wing build on NBA 2K22. Next gen, over 100 badges, still able to dribble, contact dunks. I'm telling y'all, very solid lockdown builds coming your way. Let's go ahead and get into the third build that I got lined up for y'all. Going to be made out of the small forward position, the two-way shot creator. Now, everybody loves play shots and they love two-way builds, so why not go ahead and add two of the best and most overpowered builds together in one. Making it 6'6" out of the small forward position is definitely going to change the way that we used to look at shot creators, playmaking shot creators, and any other two-way build that comes to mind. I'm telling you, this one is going to be much better than any other play shot you've seen, shot creator, two-way build. All around, this build is going to be the real deal. So let's go ahead and get started. Of course, you need to go ahead and put this build under the small forward position in order to get the exact badge count that I bring to y'all. Then, for the height, I'm going with 6'6", 180 for the weight, and then for the wingspan, 7'1" as well. Now let's go ahead and get started. When it comes down to the stats, just please be sure to follow along again. When it comes down to the close shot, go with the 77, 86 driving layup, and an 85 driving dunk, which means we will be able to get some of the contact dunks. 25 badges when it comes down to the finishing. Go with an 86 mid-range shot, 82 three-pointer, 60 free throw for 27 shooting badges. Then for the playmaking, go with the 73 pass accuracy, 83 ball handle, and an 83 speed with the ball for 25 playmaking badges. Now right here, looking good so far. We're on track to get this build to over 100 badges. And as you can see on the defensive end, we are not lacking anything anywhere on this build. Remember also the +8 badges, which is going to allow you to get somewhere around 105 badges depending on if you completed each season to get the extra badge point. But when it comes down to the physicals, make sure you follow along exactly so that way you can still maintain the main attributes that we did put on. Now the main thing that you do want to keep on here is going to be that 70 vertical, so that way you're going to be able to still get the contact dunks unlocked on this build. Now, so far everything is looking so good. Remember, if you see anything that you feel like making your own adjustments on, go ahead and do so, but you do risk changing the build name. So that is why I highly recommend going all the way through with making this build, and then after you can make your own adjustments to it as you please. But as you can see with the takeovers, we get the slashing, shot creating, sharp shooting, then we get the lockdown as well. So whatever boost you want to get +10 to, whether it be the finishing, shooting, or even the lockdown area, go ahead and pick based off of your own preference. I'm going to go with ankle breaking shots. That is definitely my favorite shooting takeover. Then I'm going to go with extreme clamps. And as y'all can see, we have made the two-way shot creator build, a mix of any two-way build as well as the playmaking shot creator. Going to be made out of the small forward position, 6'6", so it's much bigger than we are used to seeing. Now, let's go ahead and get into the fourth build, the straight up perimeter lockdown, 6'8", made out of the small forward position. And also with this version, we're going to be able to get the shot creating takeover, which is going to allow us to break ankles on a lockdown defender build. So if y'all are still watching, let me go ahead and know, which of these builds are y'all looking to make when it comes down to the lockdowns? So far, we have 3 put out. So go ahead and comment down below 1, 2, or 3. And then at the end of the video, you can go ahead and consider this one the 4th. And we got 1 more, so that means there's going to be a 5th as well. Let's go ahead and get started. So as y'all have done, continue to just follow along when it comes down to the making of these builds. Small forward again, and if you haven't noticed, the small forwards are easily some of the best, most versatile, and rare positions that you're going to be able to get most builds out of. Now, for the height on this build, I'm going with 6'8". Pretty much you want to go ahead and be as long as you possibly can, but as well as not going too overboard with that. So I'm going to go with stay with 6'8". Then I'm going to go with the weight of 185 with a 7'1" wingspan. So let's go ahead and take a look at the finishing side of things. I'm going to go with a close shot of 86. Same thing for the driving layup. Then we're going with an 85 driving dunk. Standing dunk, going to be an 81 for 28 badges. Then for the shooting, I'm going with the mid-range shot of 82. Same exact thing for the three-pointer, and then for the free throw. To take this build into any game mode, go with the 72, and that's going to give you 25 badges. Now onto the playmaking. Pass accuracy, 74. Ball handle maxed out with a 74 speed with the ball. 22 badges right here, and remember, this is a lockdown defender build. So this is really looking more like an offensive build, but as you can see, once it comes down to the defensive end, we're going to be able to lock any build up, especially once you consider which takeover that you do pick, because if you do go with a lockdown defender takeover, the defensive end is just going to get that much more serious. But then when it comes down to what we're able to do on the offensive end, the shooting is there, the contact dunks are there, the height, 6'8", y'all. And then when it comes down to being able to dribble, that is definitely one of the main things that I wanted to consider. And then even with the physicals, y'all, everything is looking like it's going to work out in your favor, especially with this kind of build. Crazy defensive stats, but as you can see, we get the slashing takeover, shot creating, sharpshooting, and also the lockdown. So you're going to be able to have a lot of fun with this build. The takeovers that I'm going to go with are going to be ankle breaking shots, shot creating, as well as extreme clamps. And as y'all can see, we have made the perimeter lockdown build. Michael Porter Jr. comparison, I like that. But now we got one final build left over. Gotta bring back the OG music theme song for this one. And now let's go ahead and check out what build I got lined up for y'all last. And as you can see, we're making the 6'1" two-way threat build, y'all. If you want to lock up any point guard, y'all, any dribble guard, dribble head, whatever you want to call it, this is going to be the build that you want to take to them. The speed is going to be crazy, what it's going to be able to do on the defensive end, and with that boost of the lockdown being added for the takeover, going to make this build just that much more toxic. So if you are still watching, man, go ahead and drop a comment down below what y'all have thought of every single lockdown build. Go ahead and comment down RGF, as well as just go ahead and let me know how your day has been going, man. Y'all most definitely know that I got y'all about that care. So let's go ahead and get started. You're making it out of the point guard position. Height going to be 6'1", weight 178 with a 6'10" wingspan. Now let's go ahead and get started for the finishing. As you can see, we're going to be able to get a good amount of badges for this build, and also you're going to be able to get the elite contact dunks, y'all. 28 finishing badges. For the shooting, you're going to be able to get 29. Go ahead and put that free throw to a 75, and right here everything is looking like it's going to be okay. Now let's go ahead and move on to the playmaking. For the pass accuracy, go with 78. Ball handle as well as the speed with ball, you can max both of these out if you want to, but I'm gonna go with an 80 speed with ball because we're gonna get 27 badges already, which is perfect. Go with an 89 perimeter defense as well as a 90 steal. Then go ahead and follow along with what I do with the physicals, and as you can see, you're going to be able to easily maintain over at least, possibly even 110 plus badges on this build. I can say you have the potential to go up to the 115 range, especially if you have completed every season to get that extra badge point. This is pretty much what the build is going to be looking like, though. If you want to make any changes, go ahead and do so, but this is the setup that I'm running. Now this is pretty much the end of it, but as you can see, We get the slashing, shot creating, sharpshooting, and then lockdown takeover. Again, if y'all made it to the end, man, I just want y'all to know that I appreciate y'all and I love y'all. I gotta say thank you, God, for giving me this opportunity. And man, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. So man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Go ahead and turn on post notifications so y'all can see when I upload every single day. Drop a like as well as leave a comment down below. And as y'all can see, we have made the two-way threat build. I thank y'all for coming through if you made it to the end. I appreciate y'all and I love y'all for staying tuned for this top 5 lockdown builds. And with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Thank God and Rich out.